laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Among the most dangerous and unpredictable criminals with which law enforcement agencies must contend is the arsonist. His senseless and destructive crimes result in a staggering loss of life, property, and national resources. On August 15th, the Highway Patrol was asked to cooperate in an effort to apprehend a dangerous arsonist.
The fire is positively of incendiary origin. Start on the receiving dock, which sits on a concrete foundation about 11 inches from the earth. Here's a sample of earth we dug from under the platform. Smell it.
Gasoline?
Yeah. There's nothing but a rough board floor in the receiving dock, and some of the inflammable leaked through and dropped onto the earth under the platform. The inflammable that leaked into the ground doesn't burn, and actually tells us many things about the arsonist.
Oh, what things?
Well, an arsonist has an M.O., same as any other criminal.
Yeah, we know that.
Well, by finding out where a fire started and how it started, we can usually tell who might have started it.
Well, you got any clues on this one?
Yeah, it could have been one of several known arsonists. The inflammable was apparently poured in a good-sized circle, just about the distance that could be covered with 5 gallons of liquid fuel. I can give you the names of several people in this part of the state who have been arrested and convicted of setting a fire in just this manner.
All right, let's have them. Take them down, Ken.
One man is about 50, married, and has 4 children. His name is Gerald Harder.
H-A-R-T-E-R?
Right. Then there's Jod Patterson. He was caught in the act of setting this type of fire by a watchman.
Jod Patterson.
Another is Shakes McDowell, but he may still be in prison. You'll have to check.
Well, we need everything we can get on these guys.
Check with the office. They'll fill you in.
Thanks very much. Come on, Ken, let's go. $21.50 to headquarters.
Headquarters by.
Contact Arson Division, Fire Department. Get me a rundown on the following suspects. Gerald Harder, Jod Patterson, Shakes McDowell. Any other suspects with the same M.O.? 10-4?
10-4.
See ya, kid. I'm looking for Mr. Harder.
I'm Harder.
I'm Matthews, Highway Patrol. This is Sergeant Williams.
Yes, Mr. Matthews.
I suppose you know there was a $100,000 fire at the annex this morning.
Fire? It's a terrible thing.
Where were you this morning, Mr. Harder?
I understand why you came here to talk with me. Seems back in my distant past someplace, I got all mixed up with things like starting fires. Or maybe it would be good to say, I'm just mixed up.
Well, that's not quite the answer we need, Mr. Harder. The question is, where were you this morning?
I was home, Sergeant. Left there before I came to work. As a matter of fact, I was a few minutes late. First time since I've been on this job.
Tell me something. Anybody else vouch for this outside of your family?
As a matter of fact, yes. My wife and I have been taking care of my son's baby. About 6 o'clock this morning, he picked up a right sharp coughing spell.
I suppose you sent for the doctor.
Sure did. And he took care of the youngster okay, but he didn't leave until after 8 o'clock. I was with him every minute. He had breakfast with us.
Check that, Ken.
What's your phone number?
Maine 468.
Where are you bound for?
Shepherd's Corner. You going there?
2 miles this side. Want to go that far?
Oh, you bet. My thumb's about worn out.
I suppose every grandfather talks like this, but that kid is sure cute. Sure had me scared this morning. You got any grandchildren, Mr. Matthews?
Well, you see,
It all checks out. Mrs. Harder, the baby, and the doctor.
that's all we need, Mr. Harder. Thanks very much.
Don't mention it. Mr. Matthews,
What?
if somebody did set that fire, I sure hope you get him.
So do a lot of other people.
You know, this is one time I'm kind of glad the suspect had a substantial alibi.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Who's next on the list?
Judd Patterson, 224 Myrtle Street.
What are we waiting for?
Hello, Mr. No-Pill.
Hi, Ray.
Fill it up?
Yeah.
Got family in Shepherd's Corner?
No, guy I knew in the service lives there. At least I hope he does.
Where are you from?
I just got out of the service myself. Been here and there, wherever the commanding general thought I was needed most.
No family?
I got a sister somewhere, but we don't get along. My mother died when I was 4 years old. My dad passed on when I was in the service.
Mrs. Patterson, when did you see your son last?
Yesterday, at noon, he was home for lunch. Mr. Matthews, you don't think Judd set that awful fire, do you?
Tell me, does he do this very often? Does he stay out all night and part of the next day?
No, he doesn't.
Do you have any idea where he might be now?
He said he might go up north and try to find work. He hasn't been able to get work around here since he was released from that institution about 4 months ago. I'm sure Judd had nothing to do with that fire. I don't think it would be fair to blame that fire on Judd.
Mrs. Patterson, we didn't say he started it. We just want to be sure he didn't.
I know. You're doing what you think is right. As soon as he comes back, I'll let you know.
Do you have a recent picture of your son we might use, Mrs. Patterson?
Yes, I'll get it for you.
Ken, you wait for the picture. I'll get things moving.
This is Judd. I'm sure that you'll find that he didn't set that fire.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Thank you.
APP on Judd Patterson. Arson suspect. I want to stake out at Patterson's house, 224 Myrtle Street. Have another unit check third suspect, Shakes McDowell. We'll case this neighborhood. 10-4?
10-4. Looks like I'm on my own. As long as Uncle Sam didn't feed me anymore, I got to get a job. You know where I can find one?
I might. What's your name?
Arthur Benson.
Ever work on a farm?
No. After that stretch in the Army, it doesn't sound hard to learn.
I got a guy for a few days baling alfalfa. That is, he'll start baling as soon as I get this fan belt home. We could do with a little more help right now.
Sounds good.
Is that all, Mr. Nopel? Just put it in the account?
Yeah, thanks a lot, Ray.
Anytime.
$34.10 to $21.50.
$21.50 by.
I just located the stolen car on this morning's hot sheet. I found evidence of an inflammable in the trunk.
What's your 1020?
Linden Road, off Highway 81, 12 miles from Shepherd's Corner. Send me a tow car and I'll bring it in. 10-4?
We're on our way. 10-4?
Gasoline odor's real faint now, but when I opened up the trunk, it was real strong. Look, here's some marks. Could have been a 5-gallon can.
He must have thrown it away somewhere between the fire and here.
Well, we got an abandoned car, a missing arsonist, a 5-gallon can, and a warehouse fire. What's the total?
Chad Patterson, or at least his M.O.
Well, one thing's for sure, he's a suspect.
Figuring the time it must have taken him to get here and ditch the car, he can't be too far away.
Well, he might have hitchhiked a ride with somebody.
Yeah, unless he did have another car stashed somewhere.
You think he'd figure things that far ahead?
I'll take it easy. These guys are pretty smart. They put up a good front. Good enough to fool the average citizen.
Well, if he does have another car, the roadblock should pick him up.
Yeah, well, come on, let's go.
Yes, Frank, I know. Clyde is here now. I'll be right over. Goodbye. Hello, dear.
Nora, this is Arthur Benson. Arthur, Mrs. Norpel.
Hello, Arthur.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am.
Arthur's going to work for us for a while.
Oh, good. We sure can use another man. Lucy's had another attack. Frank just called and wants me to come right over.
Oh, go ahead. Take the pickup.
Okay. Oh, be sure and hook up the outside bell. If we have to take her to the hospital, I'll call you.
Is it that bad?
It sounded like it. I'll let you know. Make yourself at home, Arthur.
Thank you very much.
Well, I'll go see what's in the icebox.
Okay.
10-4. Well, that's a good alibi.
And it narrows the search down to Chad Patterson if it's a local man.
If he does have an alibi, we're right back where we started.
We do most of our business in alfalfa. Why don't you take it easy? Look around and get acquainted with the place while I take this fan belt out to David.
Okay.
Oh, and watch the phone, will you? I'll be right back.
evidence that inflammables had been carried in the trunk of the stolen car was possibly the first break in the search for the arsonist. But a break that could well prove to be too late.
Hi.
Hello? There's a picture of a man we're trying to locate. Wonder if you might have seen him. He could have been in a car. He might have been hitchhiking.
No, I don't think so. It's been kind of busy here.
This is very important. Take a good look. See if you can remember him.
Well, I'll try now. There's been a lot of people in here today. I don't know. Now, wait a minute.
What?
Yes, sir, that fellow was in today. Now, let me see. Who was he with?
How long ago? Do you remember?
I couldn't rightly say.
Tell me, was he alone? Was he driving with somebody else or what?
Oh, I'm trying to think. I got it. He came in with Clyde Norpel in Mr. Norpel's pickup truck, and I filled it up with gas, and they sat there and talked.
Where's Norpel live?
He lives on a farm about 2 miles this side of Shepherd's Corner.
What's his phone number, you know?
I think so. He's got a charge account here. Let's see. Norpel, Citrus 412.
Thanks.
What'd he do?
Well, we just want to question him. How long ago was that?
Hello? How do you get to Norpel's place?
So you go straight ahead about 4 miles, you come to a dirt road near an orange grove, and you make that turn, you'll be in Norpel's place about 2 minutes.
Thanks very much.
All right.
What are you doing?
You think this is it?
Well, we haven't traveled 4 miles yet. Service station guy said it was over 4 miles.
Well, this fits the description of turnoff. Maybe we ought to go ahead.
Yeah, we'll try it. If we don't hit Norpel's place in a couple of minutes, you call headquarters. Have another unit cover the other road.
What's the matter with you?
Looks deserted. Check the barn. I'll take the house.
Hold it! You hold it, mister. I know what you want. Well, you're not gonna get me. And you can't shoot either. Because if you do, I'll drop this in the hay and it's been soaked in gasoline and he'll be burned to a crisp.
Well, what's your proposition?
Get out of here. Get in your car and start going. You're out of sight before this burns out. I won't set fire to the barn.
Well, that's all right with me, Judd. I'd just as soon get in my car and drive away. You don't mind if I ask you just one question, though?
You better make it a short one.
Well, how do I know you won't set fire to the barn as soon as I'm out of sight?
Well, that's a chance you'll have to take, and you haven't got much longer to take it.
Okay, I'm going. Oh, by the way, we saw your mother on the way out here. She had a message for you. It's a pretty important message. I think you ought to hear it. You see, she was worried when you didn't come home last night.
Get out! Get out of here!
You all right?
I guess so. He wanted to burn down the barn and me with it. Why?
Well, I don't know. Maybe a doctor can come up with the right answer. See Highway Patrol again next week. Until then, remember, it isn't what you drive, but how you drive that counts. This is Roderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. The function of law enforcement agencies is not limited to the apprehension and conviction of criminals. An equally and often more important function is the protection of life and property in any emergency. In this case, the emergency began with an incident apparently so slight that it passed almost unnoticed at the time.
You're all filled up, man.
Kathy, what happened?
He bit me. He was kissing me, and then he bit me.
Oh, honey.
Is she hurt?
No, it's just a scratch, but I'll have to put a bandage on it.
All right, you get out.
Don't
Go on.
spank him, mister. He didn't mean to bite me.
Are you sure?
I guess maybe I hugged him too hard.
Well, if you say so. Okay, Buster, you're forgiven this time. But you'll mind your manners in the future, you hear?
Is Buster his real name?
Well, I'll tell you the truth, I don't know. He just wandered in here yesterday and sort of adopted me.
This isn't going to hurt a bit. See? Didn't hurt. Now, you hold this.
If I had him, I'd call him Buster. Isn't he cute, Mommy?
Yeah, he is a cute dog. I'll have to admit it. Now. There. Good as new. Well, we better be on our way.
Well, here's your receipt, ma'am.
Oh,
Thank you
you.
very much.
It was 4 days later that the incident came to official attention. During those 4 days, the puppy had shown signs of a progressing sickness. When a veterinarian finally was consulted, the symptoms were obvious. Diagnosis, rabies. The service station attendant remembered that the little girl had been bitten. He notified health authorities. His report was immediately sent on to the Highway Patrol. The incident had grown to an emergency.
What about the rabies case?
It just came in. Tully's on his way out to talk to the filling station operator now.
Let me know if you get anything. Cancel a stolen car on Rogers Drive. His wife had it. What about the hit and run?
It was a red pickup truck, and the last 3 numbers of the license are 477. We should have the list within an hour.
Call Tully back in. Tell him to follow through on the hit and run.
But what about the rabies case?
That's my baby. Right now, a young girl is faced with dying the hard way. That gets top priority. Call Doc Ellie to the health department. Get him over here right away. I'm ready, Doc. How much time we got?
If that gas station man is right, we have only 24 hours.
Come on, let's go. Lathrop?
Yeah. I guess you hear about the dog, huh? And the little girl?
That's right.
Boy, when the vet told me this morning that poor pup had rabies, real bad. Well, then I remembered he bit the little girl, and I thought I'd better call.
How long ago?
It was 4 days. About the same time. He bit her on the cheek, about here like.
You're sure the skin was broken?
Yeah, but it didn't bleed much. Well, the woman dabbed something on the cut and put a piece of tape over it.
Oh, fine. That wound should have been opened up by a doctor and then cauterized. And it should have been reported.
Reported?
All animal bites are supposed to be reported.
Well, if I'd only had sense enough to call when I first saw the dog was sick.
Now, look, don't blame yourself. It's good you acted as you did rather than not at all. This little gal and her mother, do you think they might live around here?
No, sir.
What kind of a car was it?
It was a station wagon. No idea what make. It was blue, I think. I'm not sure.
While she was here, did she mention where she was from or where she might be going?
No, sir.
I see you on her credit cards. Do you think she might have used one?
Yeah. Yeah, come to think of it, I believe she did.
Dan, we've got to find that child today. The virus travels up the nerves to the brain. If it only has to go from here to here, we've got to start Pasteur vaccine within 5 days.
Lucky I still haven't to be picked up tomorrow. This is it. I'm positive. I remember now. They were from Kansas.
Thanks very much. 2150 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 2150.
I want a tracer on Mrs. Alice Marshall. 426 Rumley. That's R-U-M-L-E-Y Road. In Belleville, Kansas. She's traveling. Has a little girl with her who's been exposed to rabies, so I want the works. Friends, relatives, likely vacation spots. They're driving a blue station wagon. License number 2U34779. Get out an APB on that and also get it to commercial radio right away. We're coming in. 10-4?
10-4.
Let's go, Doc. It's a start.
Geez, I sure hope you find her. But she could be any place by now.
You said a mouthful.
that's everything. You know, I've enjoyed these last 4 days so much, I sort of hate to leave.
Me too.
But if we're going to be like real gypsies, we can't stay put.
Mommy, do we have to stop at Cypress Inn today?
Well, we told Grandma that's probably where we'd be tonight.
But it doesn't even have a swimming pool.
Well, it's nice and restful, though.
What can you do with rest? We're on a vacation.
Oh, Kathy, you pulled that tape loose again. Here, let me fix it.
I don't think I need it anymore, Mommy. There's just a little mark there now.
Well, it looks fine. It's almost healed. Okay.
We finally located Mrs. Marshall's business partner. Runs a dress shop in Belleville. She says Mrs. Marshall is on vacation with her daughter, just rambling around, no definite destination.
What about her father?
Mrs. Marshall's a widow, only relative grandmother of Mrs. Rowell, lives in Cronin.
Probably our best bet. I'm sure they were going to visit her on the trip.
We've got a call in for her.
All right, stay with it. Doc, what symptoms do we look for in rabies?
We don't even look, Dan. Once the symptoms have developed, death is inevitable. That's the way it is with hydrophobia.
I didn't know they still call rabies hydrophobia.
Fear of water. It's a good description. Even with a raging thirst, victims can't drink. One sip and the throat closes up like a vice. Jaws clench, convulsions. Breathing becomes impossible and pain excruciating.
Oh, brother.
And after that, it goes on.
Matthews. Oh, put her on. Mrs. Rowell? Mrs. Rowell, we're trying to find your granddaughter. No, take it easy. It's nothing like that. We think she's been exposed to rabies. Have you got any idea where she might be? Where? Harrington Motel. They were there yesterday, leaving today. Check it. Were they going to visit you? When? Next week? No, Mrs. Rowell. Please, just stay home by the phone. We'll take care of it. We'll find her. I hope.
Checked out an hour ago.
We'll try the Cypress Inn. They're going there today. Come on.
Kathy, did you see that sign back there?
What sign?
Come on, let's go see if it really said what I thought it did.
Now, the latest news. A widespread search is underway today for a little girl who was bitten by a rabid dog 4 days ago.
How would you like to see a place I stayed once many years ago with your father?
Swell! Does it have a swimming pool?
Something even better. A real lake. And horses and boats and lots of fish and a view besides. And I'd love to see it again.
Come on, let's go.
Okay.
This is the only logical road she could take.
I agree.
Highway 17's out of the question. She'd have to double back half the distance. This has got to be the one.
How far you figure to Cypress Inn now?
We're almost there.
visit to the Cypress Inn was an acute disappointment. Mrs. Marshall and Kathy had not stopped there. A negative end to the last clue to finding the critically ill little girl.
So let's figure now. Take her driving time from when she left this morning to now. That ought to put her right in this area, give or take a couple of miles.
Then we should have passed them somewhere along the line.
Yeah, that's what keeps bugging me.
Penny for your thoughts.
I was just wishing
Wishing what?
for a puppy, a real cute one, just like Buster.
Who in the world is Buster?
Oh, Mother, the puppy at that filling station, the one that accidentally bit me. Do you think when we get back home I could have one?
I don't know about that. We'll see.
I sure hope I can. I sure loved him. He was so cute.
Feel like traveling?
Yep.
Okay, come on.
2150 to 2110. Continue north on 44 to Cooper Point. Then turn around and search the highway all the way back to the Harrington Motel. And remember, they're sightseeing. May have stopped off someplace. Check all scenic spots and points of interest. 10-4?
10-4.
2150 to 2014. Pick up some time. We haven't located Mrs. Marshall or her daughter on this side yet. Keep your eyes peeled. Search north on 17 to 44. Then south to Cypress Inn. I'm leaving here now. When you get here, stand by. 10-4?
10-4.
I wonder which way we're supposed to go. No signs.
Maybe we're going to ask over there.
Oh, good idea, Kathy.
Now turning to the local scene. The fire at Chase's lumberyard was brought under control this morning. Damages are expected to exceed over $100,000.
Oh, hello.
There were no
there.
injuries.
I didn't hear you come up the radio.
Highway
makes
Patrol
so much
reports that in the
noise.
search for Mrs.
There, that's better. Well, how are you, young lady?
Fine, thank you.
Now, what can I do for you?
We were wondering about Frenchman's Camp. Do you know the place?
Oh, about 25 miles from here up that road to the left.
I was up there once with my husband before he died. It was our last vacation together.
This is our first vacation together.
You don't say. Are you having fun?
You bet.
How about the accommodations up there now?
Pretty rough, mostly for the fishermen, but clean.
I'm hungry, Mommy.
As a matter of fact, so am I. Could we get some lunch here?
Well, I haven't got much left, what with these children and their picnic.
A picnic? Oh, that's a good idea. Kathy, what do you say we buy a lunch and have a picnic along the road?
That's a good idea, Mommy.
Could you fix us up with anything?
I think I can find enough for you two.
Nothing, huh?
Not a sign of them.
Well, it's pretty obvious they've changed their minds.
It's a woman's prerogative. I wish she hadn't picked this time to do it.
Well, we sure covered every inch of it.
We'll cover every inch again, every inch of the side roads. Now, look, here's what's going to happen. Doc and I'll take this highway. You take this one. I'll call Blake. Tell him to cover that cow trail in the back of the inn. Tyler will cover the highway. Oh, another thing. You got a couple of kids, haven't you?
Yeah, a boy and a girl.
We're looking for a kid. Now, you got experience. What do we look for?
Well, if she's anything like my kid, she's probably hollering her head off for food about now.
All right, on your route, cover all the eating joints. High-class places to one-arm joints. We'll do the same.
Right.
What'll we do, flip a coin?
We know the Frenchman's camp's up that way, whatever that is. In back of us, nothing but ranches and open country. And we're not doing any good just sitting here.
Hey, that looks like a store over there. Any use checking it?
Yeah, I always obey my own orders.
Sorry, boys, I haven't got a thing left. Only a couple of candy bars.
Oh, we don't want anything. We're looking for a little girl and her mother. They were driving a station wagon. It was blue. Did you happen to see them?
Oh, with all those kids and their mothers here on that picnic, I could... Say, I do remember her. She bought the fixins for a picnic they was going to eat on the road.
How long ago?
About an hour ago.
Which road did they take?
Well, I couldn't say. I didn't notice. But that woman asked me a lot of questions about Frenchman's Camp. Now, whether she was going to drive all the way up there or was just interested, I couldn't tell.
How far is it?
About 25 miles.
Let me have a couple of those candy bars, will you?
Sure. Here you are.
Thanks. Let's go to Frenchman's Camp.
Say, if you're planning to run a race up that road, I'd forget it.
No, I don't think you would, lady. Not this race, anyway. Thanks.
Remember this spot? There's a little stream in there behind those trees. Oh, this is perfect, Kathy. Hey, aren't you interested?
Yes, I just feel sort of tired, Mommy.
Ah, no wonder. Cooped up in the car all day. Don't do that, honey.
It itches.
All cuts itch when they're healing up. I think a nice lunch and a run in the woods is what you need, young lady. Oh, this is going to be perfect. Come on, you can help me. I just can't believe it. Kathy with rabies. I'll just never forgive myself for not reporting it. It seemed so trivial. This was our first vacation, and, well, I just didn't want to take the time.
People not taking the time is the story of my life. When the doctor's finished, I'll have a patrolman pick up your car. Oh, look. Don't spring the 3-week treatment on her or the death of the puppy or go lost the vacation for a while yet.
No. Anyway, now there'll be other years for other vacations. Thanks to you and Dr. Elliott.
Kathy's gonna be just fine.
Sure she is. Come on, Kathy. We'll take a ride in a real highway patrol car. Hey, what are those tears all about now?
I'm sorry.
Got something for you. Here.
Thank you.
Don't let that get around. Some people might consider it bribery. Next week's Highway Patrol story is a very unusual one. I hope you'll be with us. Until then, remember, it isn't the car that kills, it's the driver. This is Bradrick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Criminals seeking new sources of revenue, the motel, prosperous and often isolated, presents an inviting target. As a prelude to crime, early one Saturday morning, Karen Edwards checked out of a plush motel and headed for a nearby rendezvous.
How's it look?
Practically all the 65 cabins are rented. A lot of people are in for the whole weekend with payment in advance. Should be a good take.
Who's in charge of the place?
There's a manager on duty, a square. He won't give you any trouble.
Where do they keep the dough?
There's a cash drawer in the main office. Let's sketch the setup.
Fine. Your little sister's okay, John.
You were careful, Karen, honey, weren't you?
I'm always careful.
Here's your next job, Karen. It's for tomorrow. Monticello. The route's marked. 30 miles, across to the next main highway, Route 12, then left 3 miles.
Hope it's as plush as the last place.
It should be. We'll contact you there.
Watch yourself, Karen.
forget about that thing. You're no cheap hood.
Maybe not. But if I have to, I can squeeze a trigger just as well as the next guy. We're having a big weekend, all right? Good morning, folks. Good morning. Is there a cabin available for my wife and me?
You bet. Just out of checkout. Best cabin we got, right up near the swimming pool. Dining room will be serving breakfast in an hour.
I'd like to see the room first, dear.
But I'm tired, honey.
Oh, you know how restless I get when the room isn't right.
Never had a complaint yet, ma'am, but I'll be glad to show you.
I'll leave it up to my wife. She's the boss.
Well, they always are. That swimming pool's a big attraction.
Okay.
Well, it's nice, but there's a garden just outside the window. My allergies.
But just for one night.
Oh, you know my sneezes, dear. They're worse than your snores.
Wish I had another cabin, but we're full.
Don't complain. Morning business slow, it was over an hour before the manager discovered the robbery and notified the authorities. Since this was the latest in a whole series of such crimes, the head of the highway patrol was immediately informed.
Thanks. Come on, let's go.
Within minutes after the alarm was received, he arrived at the victimized motel.
That was her excuse, dirty sneak thief.
They're not sneak thieves. They pulled the same job 15 or 20 times. Their take is figured at around $30,000.
$30,000?
Yeah, they got $1,700 last week. What'd they take you for?
Over $1,800. They hit me just right.
Yeah, they always do.
I had 65 units rented with plenty of weekend advances. As a matter of fact, there was only one empty cabin when they showed up.
What kind of a car were they driving?
Didn't see it.
Not even when you took his wife to the cabin?
It wasn't in the driveway. It was off to the side somewhere.
And it didn't bother you?
Well, why should it? Everything else was normal. Dear, she kept calling him.
I'd like to have you come down to headquarters. Maybe we can find deer in the mug books.
I'd sure like to. Why'd they pick me to rob?
You were making money and they knew it.
No prints ever wiped off.
You got the names, license plates?
Right.
Let's go. Johnson, here's a list of the last motel jobs. Check it against the list you got, see if there are any duplications.
Why would they wait a week between jobs?
Take advantage of the weekend business. They follow the same pattern, we can expect more jobs. The question is where?
No duplication on the list.
Might come in handy later. Keep it. Right here. Route 12. That's where they pulled the first job. Now over here is 30. This is where they pulled the job today. Now, they got 30 miles in between us in the vacation area. They can crisscross on us. Get all available units out. Have her come 12 and 30.
Wish we had something definite to look for.
Maybe tomorrow we will. This is only Saturday. They got the whole weekend to operate.
Is everything okay, Karen? Everything, except I hate getting up this early on Sunday morning. The Monticello Motel's a real posh spot. Here's the layout. Be careful of the manager. He's a young guy and he's on the ball.
What do you mean?
He spotted me hanging around the office and he wanted to know why. Did he suspect anything? I don't know what was going on in his head. Just in his cash drawer. It was plenty.
Okay.
Also, the cabins are pretty close to the office. Once she gets him out, you'll have to work fast. And like I said, this manager's no patsy. He could make things rough for you.
Maybe we ought to forget about this one.
Why?
It sounds tough. You heard her.
No tougher than a lot of other jobs we've pulled. Right, Karen?
Right.
It's good work. Your next stop's the Eagle Motel, back on Route 30. It's the biggest motel in this area.
When does this come off?
This afternoon. The rendezvous is marked.
It'll be our last job in this state, honey. Then we'll take a little rest.
Is that right?
That's the way it's planned.
How come this area is loaded with motels?
And with police.
A real sweet, old-fashioned girl.
She's still a kid. Sometimes I hate you for dragging her into this.
I did her a favor bringing her in with us. If it wasn't for me, she'd be in jail by now.
She never did anything wrong before.
You're real soft on her. That's your trouble. She's your little sister, so you don't see what kind of a gal she really is. She's as tough as they come.
Is that job going to be okay?
Your baby sister said so, didn't she?
Continuing along Route 12, no further developments. 10-4.
10-4.
Here's the list you wanted. All the motels in the Route 12, Route 30 vacation area. There's a lot of them.
Have the boys in the other room call these motels. Same ones in that area, the big ones. Give them the M.O. Maybe we can get the jump on these people.
The cabin I have available is up near the end.
I'll let my wife decide whether it's suitable. I'll wait here.
I'm sure there'll be no trouble. You can sign right in. Oh, excuse me, my phone.
Oh, I don't hear anything.
Well, I'll be right back. Hey!
Let's get out of here.
units of the Highway Patrol were alerted, Dan Matthews arrived at the scene of the latest crime.
Where is he?
In the back room. He's hurt pretty badly. According to the doctor, he's only got a 50-50 chance.
Can we talk to him?
Doctor's in there now. He let us know when it's all right.
Any witnesses to what happened?
By the time they found the manager, there was no trace of the people that shot him.
Check that list with him?
Yeah, right here. You know, it's the first time there's been any rush stuff. This might not be the same outfit.
Save your information.
What goes on?
She's upset.
About what?
He shot the manager at the Monticello.
Killed him?
No.
He doesn't know. Look, Karen, get back in
What
your
did
car.
you find out, Karen?
Please, Karen, I don't want him to pull his job. He'll be picked up.
This is one you can't pass up. They've got a big dining room and 78 units. Been mobbed all weekend. I wouldn't be surprised if you hit for 3,000 or 4,000.
You hear that, Joe?
I won't go.
Didn't you catch how much dough's at stake? I could make you come with me.
It won't work, Bart.
Have it your way. I'll meet the both of you in the city. The Colonial Restaurant.
You can't work alone.
I've got a new partner.
Bart, you can't.
For $4,000, I can do a lot of things.
Please.
Come with me.
You let him down.
It was for his sake.
His sake? You're just scared.
All right, so I'm scared. But it's not just for me, it's for you, too. And for him. He's likely to kill somebody.
That would be tough, wouldn't it?
Don't you realize he shot a man?
So what?
Doesn't that bother you?
Nothing bothers me except you. I'm tired of listening to you and Bart argue about pulling jobs. Maybe you are my sister, but he's right and you're always wrong.
I didn't realize you...
You expect. Traveling with you and Bart was no finishing school.
Unit 364 to 2150. Just spotted sedan, license number Henry David Joseph 300, headed north, Route 30 from Jackson's Bridge.
Approach sedan with caution. Call me back right away. Give me a description of occupants. I'm heading for Route 30.
10-4. You ladies, please get out of the car and leave your purses on the seat. Face the fender.
Take it easy, will you?
Unit 364 to 2150. Description of occupants of wanted vehicle. 2 women. 1 blonde, early 20s. 1 brunette, tall, about 30.
That fits the description we got from the motel manager. See if you can get a line on the man they work with. I'll be hitting Route 30 at Cutler Corner. Keep me posted. 10-4?
Turn around. Where's the man you've been working with?
Why don't you go write a traffic ticket?
What's she to you?
My sister.
Well, she's not doing herself any good, neither are you. You're the one who travels around with the man, aren't you? Where is he now?
You're taking us in, take us.
Look, if he's out pulling another job, he's going to get himself killed. Every motel owner in the area has been tipped off. We know all about you.
You're lying.
How do you think I got you? Look, you're both wanted for robbery and assault charges. Now, if your boyfriend's out pulling another job, he's going to have to do some shooting. Next thing you know, it'll be a murder rap.
Murder? He will kill somebody. I know he will. He's at the Eagle Motel. He's got a gun. Please stop him.
Shut up.
What kind of car is he driving?
A gray convertible.
Joe.
License MBP 788.
Let's go. Unit 364 to 2150. My 1020 is 8 miles south of Eagle Motel. Suspect in motel shooting is headed for Eagle Motel, Route 30, driving gray convertible. License Mary Boston Paul 788. Armed and dangerous.
Just turned on to Route 30. Unit 364. Keep your position. I'm 3 miles north of the Eagle Motel. I'm going after suspect. 2150 to headquarters.
Go ahead, 2150.
I'm on Route 30, 4 miles north of the Eagle Motel. Send out an ambulance and the coroner. 10-4? See the Highway Patrol in action again next week. Until then, remember, leave your blood at the Red Cross, not on the highway. This is Roderick Crawford saying, see you next week.
Whenever the laws of any state are broken, a duly authorized organization swings into action. It may be called the state police, state troopers, militia, the rangers, or the highway patrol. These are the stories of the men whose training, skill, and courage have enforced and preserved our state laws. Robbery is the most prevalent of all crimes, and the one which is the most difficult to prevent. The ingredients of the crime are something of value and a person willing to take some risk to get possession of it. On January 27th, Rita Hudson, employed by the International Diamond Imports Company, arrived at the railroad station to claim a shipment of diamonds consigned to her firm. A very simple procedure involving no risk, since only Rita and her employer knew what the parcel contained.
Oh, Rita. Did Miss Hudson get in yet?
No, sir, she hasn't.
Come on, get out. Take a look around.
Yes, Mr. Van Dyce.
Will you come in, please, Miss Stevens?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Rita's very late. She should have been here by now.
Well, would you like me to call the railroad station?
We could call and see if she picked up the parcel.
Well, I don't think there's anything to worry about. She's probably...
You better call the station.
Yes, sir. Hello? Would you please give me receiving? Yes, thank you.
Look at them, Barton. Worth at least $35,000. Yeah.
How did you know I had the diamonds? Who are you?
Look, Mrs. Hudson, you're here and there's nothing you can do about it. We've got the diamonds and we're going to keep them.
Oh, you are a couple of brave men. Two of you, and you have to tie me up like this. What are you afraid of?
We're not afraid of anything, Mrs. Hudson. We just don't want to have to hurt you.
How did you know I had the diamonds?
Now, look, shut up. We got enough problems without having a yapping woman around. Now, be quiet or I'll have to quiet you.
It must have been somebody close by, somebody who knows our office routine.
You listen to me, lady. I don't want to hear any more questions out of you, nor I don't want to hear any talk out of you. You just sit there and you behave yourself, or else we're going to have to hurt you. So I suggest you play it smart. 10 o'clock, we got a 2-hour wait. Beautiful.
Mr. Matthews, headquarters told me one of your employees disappeared with a consignment of diamonds worth about $35,000. Well, how did it happen?
My assistant, Rita Hudson, went to the railroad station to pick up a consignment. It's 10 minutes' drive from here. She picked them up all right. I checked on that. Then vanished into thin air.
You say she was your assistant?
Yes, you see, I import from all over the world. So most of my correspondence is in a foreign language. Rita knew 6 languages. She took care of that side of it for me.
Well, that sounds like a responsible position.
It is. I can't understand why she did this.
Well, maybe she didn't do it. Ever dawned on you she might have been robbed?
I doubt that.
Why?
You see, she and I were the only ones that saw the correspondence relating to this consignment, or knew it had arrived. You see, it was written in Dutch.
Where do you keep your correspondence?
Right here in Rita's desk. Miss Stevens is pinch hitting for Rita. We keep it right here in this top drawer, as you notice, under lock and key.
Well, it's easy to duplicate a key. Tell me, you a linguist too?
Not a very good one.
Did Rita have a husband?
Yes, as a matter of fact, I talked to him only a few moments ago to find out if, for any chance, Rita had gone home after picking up the diamonds. The address is 713 North River Street.
May I use your phone?
Oh, Mr. Matthews.
I'll be right with you. Operator, get me Highway Patrol headquarters.
I'm sorry, Mr. Van Dyst. Your receptionist said you were busy. She didn't want to let me in.
Who are you?
It's Rita's husband.
Mike Hudson. Who are you?
Matthews, Highway Patrol. All right, never mind that call. Can you tell us where your wife is, Mike?
I'm here to find out. I got a call saying that Rita didn't come back here after picking up a consignment of diamonds. Now, what about it?
I'm not accusing Rita. She's been so loyal. But the fact is that she vanished with $35,000 worth of diamonds.
You think she stole them?
I don't know.
Dirty old...
All right, that's enough. This is going to get us no place. Come on, wait for me outside. You wanted me?
Well, yes, you see, Rita and I were pretty good friends. Well, just office friends, but she did tell me something that might explain a lot of things.
Yeah, what was it?
Well, it's about her and her husband.
What about him?
Well, he just can't hold a job.
With his temper, I can understand that, but what's that got to do with the diamonds?
Well, I don't know. I just thought maybe she got tired of supporting him.
Oh, I see. Thanks. I'm going, Mr. Van Dyst. I want to take a look at the Hudson house. I'll be back.
Will you mind what's left of the store, Lydia? I've got to go to see the insurance people.
Yes, Mr. Van Dyst. Line, please. Hello, Ernest. Lydia.
Where are you calling from?
The office, but it's okay. Van Dyst is gone.
How's it going?
Well, look, I'm a little scared. Highway Patrol's been here, and, well, I don't believe they think Rita took the diamonds.
Oh, don't get jumpy, honey. They can't prove anything without Rita.
How much longer before you meet Darrow?
Very soon now.
Oh, I wish I were going with you. And we could keep right on going. Right out of the state and out of the country.
What's the matter with you? That would put the cops on your trail. Oh, Lydia, look, you've got to stay put for a while. And, honey, don't risk calling from the office, huh?
Oh, okay.
Search all you want. You won't find anything.
Well, you gave us a pretty good description. When's the last time you saw her?
This morning when she left for work.
How'd she behave? Was she all right? Did she say anything unusual?
No.
Did you and Rita fight very much?
Some.
What about what?
Mostly about my temper. And look, I did most of the quarreling. She didn't. And she wouldn't steal either.
Look, Mr. Hudson, I understand this, but I want you to stay right here. There's going to be an officer with you. He'll monitor all of your phone calls.
You still think she's guilty, don't you?
Look, guilty or not, I got to find her. Now, look, do you mind if I use your phone?
Go ahead.
Thanks. Highway Patrol Headquarters, please.
Highway Patrol Headquarters.
This is Matthews. William report in yet?
Yes, sir. He checked in quite a while ago. I told him about the robbery, and he went down to the depot to investigate. He should be back any minute. Wait a minute, sir. Here he is now.
Hello?
This is Matthews. What'd you find out at the station?
Well, not too much. It might be a lead, though. 1476 checked out a car against the hot sheet. It had 2 men and a woman in it. Seemed to be in a hurry to leave the railroad station about the time Rita Hudson picked up the diamonds.
Oh, then he got a license number, huh?
Although he didn't write it down, didn't seem to be a reason to. But he does remember it was a 2-tone gray four-door sedan.
All right, look, an APB out on this. If Rita was taken, the consignment tip-off must have come from within the office.
You think it could have been Van Dyst for the insurance money?
Yeah, maybe. I'll tell you what, meet me outside of the Van Dyst building. You bring the undercover car, I'll bring mine. I'll switch with you there. Then I'll be in touch with you.
Okay, I'll be there as soon as I can.
Mr. Hudson. I'm going to leave you now. This is going to be a stupid thing to say, but look, try not to worry.
Okay.
We'll find her. Thanks again.
Yeah.
Please let me go. You've got the diamonds. What more do you want?
It's not a question of what we want, Mrs. Hudson. It's a question of what the cops want. They'd just love to have an eyewitness.
Oh, relax.
What are you going to do with me?
Oh, let me take care of her. She's getting under my skin. I can't stand it.
No, not here. But make no mistake, Mrs. Hudson, we will if we have to. Very soon we're going to leave this house, and you'll walk very nicely out of it with us, get into the car, and we'll go for a ride. Eventually we'll stop, and you'll get out when we think it's safe. How you get out, Mrs. Hudson, depends entirely upon you.
That's right, Mrs. Hudson. It all depends on you.
As I previously stated, I have been very fortunate in securing a perfect blue-white diamond of 12 carats. If you're interested in this rare diamond, please get in touch with me immediately. Any news, Mr. Matthews?
Yes, we're making some progress. We're sure Rita left the railroad station with 2 men. We've got a description of the car and the license number. We're checking at headquarters right now. Won't take too long. Tell me something. Do all your outside calls go to the switchboard?
Yes.
Have your operator keep a record of all the numbers in the calls, will you?
You think another of my employees is involved?
Well, you told me all consignment records are kept in that desk drawer over there.
Yes, and you pointed out how simple it is to duplicate a key.
Yeah, that's right. We'll be in touch with you. Thanks a lot.
Is it all right if I go to lunch now, Mr. Van Dyst?
Certainly, did you?
Thank you.
Here are the keys. Take my car back to the station. Get another undercover car. I'll be in touch with you.
Okay, good hunting.
Matthews hoped she would, Lydia Harris panicked. Unaware that she was being followed, she sought out a public phone booth.
Ernest?
Yeah?
Lydia. Look, I'm scared.
Where are you calling from?
A phone booth.
Good. What's wrong?
Look, Highway Patrol spotted you and Rita. They've got a license number and a description of the car. What's more, they know another Van Dyce employee was involved.
Oh, honey, I've told you over and over again that their job is to suspect everybody. Now, look, they can't prove anything without Rita.
Oh, look, I don't care. I'm quitting Van Dyce as of right now, and I'm coming over there.
No, wait. Now, hold the line a minute. Trouble? Yeah. She's hit the panic button. Says the cops have somebody who got the license number and description of the car.
That sounds like a police trick.
That's what I think. They could have tricked her hoping she'd panic.
But then if she's headed here, they'll be right behind her.
Hey, listen, Lydia, there's no point in coming over here. We're gonna leave in a few minutes to meet Darrow anyhow.
No. I'm coming over there. Now, you wait for me, Ernest.
All right, honey. We'll wait for you here. But hurry, huh? Well, she's coming anyway. We've got to get out of here fast. Here, clean this up. The cops are following her. Let her lead them to the wrong place.
Well, then you're cutting Lydia out of the deal?
Sure. It means more money for us, doesn't it?
Yeah. Ed, what are we going to do with her?
We'll take her along with us. She'll come in handy.
Well, what do we want her with us for? Police will be on our heels anyway.
Headquarters by.
Entering the house at 1729 Front Street. Find out who lives there. I'll stand by. 10-4?
10-4.
Ernie? Ernest? Ernest?
Headquarters at 2150.
2150 by.
1729 Front Street is being rented by an Ernest Sober.
Find out all you can about him. Have Williams meet me at Zober's house. 10-4?
10-4.
Hello, Mr. Matthews. What are you doing here?
I followed you.
What for?
Well, I want some information. Come on back inside.
Look, Mr. Matthews, I'll be glad to help you any way I can, but I just don't think there's anything.
What do you know about Zober?
Well, you see, I don't even know anyone named Zober.
Well, what are you doing here? We know he lives here. Now, come on, look. You see this? There's an H on here. This has got to be Rita Hudson's. This guy's playing you for a sucker. Oh, he's been here and gone. What are you fronting for him for?
Okay. What do you want to know?
You tipped Zober off that Rita was going to pick up the diamonds this morning. She was going to be alone. Is that right?
Yeah.
Who else is working with him?
Well, his friend Chuck Barton and a man named Darrow.
Do you know where they went?
They were going to meet Darrow. They said here, but I don't...
Yeah, I know. It's the wrong place. Huh? That's all I want to know. Come on, let's go. 2150 to headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
I want roadblocks on every road out of Stillwell and at every junction. Be on the lookout for a car described by 1476. Another car is going to meet it. Now, hold on. Ever seen this Darrow? All right, describe it.
Well, he's about 50 with gray hair and a mustache. I guess he's about 5'10".
Thanks. The other car will be driven by Darrow. He's about 50 years old, got white hair and a mustache. 10-4?
10-4.
Up in.
You want her out of the car?
No, I'll leave her there for the time being.
Waiting's the part I hate.
Time's on our side now, Barton. While the cops are wondering what Lydia's doing in my house, we'll be on our way east with Darrow.
I wish you'd get here.
What's wrong, officer? You turn your motor off and step out of the car, please.
Darrow's late. I wonder what's keeping him.
Maybe they got Lydia by now. She'd talk.
So what? What could she tell him? She doesn't know where we are.
Well, we'd better get another car fast. They might just have a description of this one.
We'll leave in Darrow's convertible when he gets here.
May I see your driver's license, please? I don't understand. What's the trouble? Take it out of your wallet, please. You're under arrest, Mr. Darrow. On what charge? Grand theft. Turn around and put your hands on the car.
$32.20 to headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
I just stopped the suspect Darrow. Had to shoot him. Send an ambulance to Route 21, 5 miles south of 60. 10-4?
10-4.
What about Zoper and Barton? Those the other two men? Well, it might help you if you told me where you were going to meet them.
Well, 3220 was right about the position of Zober's car. It's got to be right over this hill here.
What if Rita Hudson's still with him?
Oh, we can't risk her neck. All right, here. You stay with her. I'm going to take a look.
We can't wait anymore. It's too risky.
Yeah, Darrow may have been picked up by now.
Well, let's beat it. We've got the diamonds.
But he's got the customers for them.
We'll sell them ourselves.
Well, I guess you're right. Let's get out of here.
Well, we got to pick up another car.
We can do that in town.
All right, hold it.
How are we going to get out of here? Here comes a car. I'll grab it. Okay, buddy, out of the car.
Come on, out of the car. You heard me. Out of the car. Come on, move. Right where you are. Hold it. All right, now turn around. Put your hands on top of the car. Frisk him. Come on up. You're all right, huh?
I'm fine, thanks.
Okay. Untie her. Oh, by the way, you all right, too?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Lucky. $21.50 to headquarters.
Headquarters, bye.
Ambulance and coroner out here right away. 10-4?
10-4.
I hope you'll be with us next week. Until then, remember, no matter how new, the safest device in your car is you. This is Broderick Crawford saying, see you next week.